Ah, mercy, Percy. I'm just a couple of minutes late. Anyway, Sláinte and howdy do, buckaroos, and how the heck are you? I'm going to be Tom the Beer and Whiskey Whisperer for the purposes of this video. But as I was getting it set up, I wasn't sure which way I wanted to go. Instead, I went in and took a look at everything. I said, okay, let's do this, this, and this. So anyway, I've got three things to share with you. Again, this was all not planned, so we're kind of winging it all tonight. Let's see, I get this straightened up real quick. There we go. In case you're not sure, I'm not really in this nice little snowy cabin behind me. Trying to set a mood, man. Just trying to set a mood, baby. That's all. Anyways, I digress. So, a little over a month ago, about a month and a half ago now, actually, my wife and I were in the Tulsa area. We visited their Trader Joe's. We picked this up. Kind of forgot about it, to be honest with you. Said I'd try it tonight, but as a highball, Trader Joe's triple ginger brew, sparkling beverages sweetened with cane sugar and honey. Let me show you. This is non-alcoholic, obviously. What am I doing with it? What are you doing with it? Tom? Well, I'm having a highball, man. Well, what whiskey are you using? Well, I'm using this one here, folks. I'm using the Pinckney Bend Rested American Whiskey, 100 proof. This is a corn whiskey, though. It's not a bourbon. It's a corn whiskey. Let me show that to you. Set that down. I poured it off into this little decanter that my daughter got for me. Actually, she knows her pop real well. There we go. Let me show that to you. So I haven't done a highball in a while, so I'm going to start there because I don't want too much ice to get in here. So I've got about a little over 2 ounces of the whiskey in here. Oh, it's interesting. That whiskey's got an interesting aroma. Oh, almost smells like peanuts, man. Goes with the shirt. Anyways, that ain't bad, man. Oh, I didn't try. I should have tried that ginger beer on its own. Actually, that's what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to try it on its own real fast. Using my little shot glass here. I'm going to pour just a touch in there. Uh, looks good. Oh, biscuits, that's delicious. Little hint of a lemon in there. Oh yeah, ginger is gorgeous. Of course, ginger itself, fresh ginger, can impart notes of citrus, lemon in particular. Oh, my first alcohol of the day. It's been a long day for me. I am tired, very tired, man. I'm in a lot of pain, baby. Mhm. It's been a rough week for me. I've been having issues with my Tourette's. It's really been going crazy last few days. Not that sometimes stress brings it out, just being tired does, exhaustion. And sometimes it's just, certain things. You never know what's going to set it off. And it's just been kind of crazy this week. Sometimes alcohol helps, and sometimes not. Sometimes it just helps you suppress them for a time. But then when they do come out, it's worse. And that's kind of what I've been going through is that I've been suppressing them, at work. So when I'm not in front of people, it's just been really rough for me lately. Not that work has been any more stressful than usual. It's just that sometimes things just happen. You get worried about stuff, and then it just kind of snowballs on you. I was asked today about how do you go about having a diagnosis. Well, it's a clinical diagnosis. In my case, actually took a few years to finally get to that final diagnosis, because if you've got to rule out everything, you have to see several different doctors that will eventually all agree that this is what the issue is. And because I was at the time the idea of the diagnosis first came up, we had been moved, and then over a period of a couple of years, we were in a few different places. So because of that, it took a while to finally get to that final diagnosis. For me, it was about, I think I was 32 when 33 maybe. Anyway, yeah, it took a little bit to finally get there. And most are usually diagnosed with it a little bit younger, most as children. But when I was a kid, there wasn't it wasn't really thought about, to be honest, or not in my neck of the woods anyway. I was just thought of as being odd and quirky. He's just a little odd and quirky, So I kind of went with that for a good portion of my life until it kind of at the time I was going through a lot of stress. So I had starting a new job, new promotion. So I think that's kind of why it all started bubbling up at a certain point. It was nice to finally get that diagnosis, though, because you got a lot of folks that just don't believe it, right? I mean, I've run into a lot of people that just don't believe Tourette's is real, Tourette syndrome. Uh, so it can be difficult. I mean, I've had employers that question the validity. Well, I mean, there it is. I got the diagnosis. So sometimes it is difficult to make people understand that although it's not debilitating, it can make things difficult for you. It's exhausting when you have a tick attack. And sometimes it takes a while to. My wife laughed when I said that, but that's the actual terminology. It does, but that's the terminology. Uh, Sometimes it can be confused with anxiety because one can bring on the other. Uh, but it's like I said, sometimes alcohol helps, but then sometimes it just, you know, prolongs the inevitable, and at some point the ticks are going to come loose. Or sometimes I just have to find a place to be by myself and let it out. The job I do, I'm alone a portion of the time, so I can let it out. Well, so it's not as in front of people as much. But then sometimes that works against you too, because a lot of folks don't understand how rough it is because you're going out of your way to not show them, right? They don't think you've got it that bad because they're not seeing it personally. When you're going out of your way, so they don't. So it kind of works against you a little bit. You don't want everybody to see it, but sometimes it helps if they do. If they do, I'm in the van just before I go into the office, and I'm letting all the ticks out. So when I go into the office, nobody sees it. So, well, doesn't seem like you have it that bad. Well, so sometimes I feel like I should just, go let them see it all. But I go out of my way to not show them. And then sometimes your condition is doubted because you're trying hard not to show people. The highball, the classic highball. It seems like that terminology was about gone, and now I'm hearing it again. Of course, growing up in the '60s and '70s, it was heard a lot of it, and it just kind of went away. And I think a lot of those folks just weren't ordering the highball anymore. There were other cocktails, other drinks that were being invented or becoming more popular. But I'm starting to see a resurgence in the highball, which is typically a simple cocktail. And there are some exceptions. Don't get me wrong, but it's typically one 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 liquor, one mixer. Now there are some exceptions to that rule, but for the most part, it's just meant to be a simple cocktail. Now I have it served a little bit different. Typically, it's filled with ice in a cylindrical glass if we're having one out. And I don't use a lot of ice. I just use the one square cube here, and basically, yeah, basically a neat glass. But I just wanted to have one highball with you. So let me finish this up and we're going to move on, man. So again, about a month and a half ago, gosh, I can't figure out why I'm. Seems like I'm drinking stuff, but then I look back or look at my supply, and I still got stuff. So I thought, well, let me have this. This one is very interesting. I tasted this at the brewery. It's from Marshall Brewing in Tulsa, Oklahoma, called Tulsa 16 Oatmeal IPA. I really liked it because it was very different. So it almost has a West Coast ish look and aroma, but that oatmeal does something really different to this beer. Really changes the viscosity, the body, the mouthfeel, if you will. But yeah, even the flavors are very West Coastish, right? You feel those big citrus notes, a mix of grapefruit, orange, tangerine, hint of botanical, hint of maybe pine or juniper, depending on how you feel it. Anyway, this is gorgeous, man. This is beautiful beer. You're beautiful, babe. Don't ever change. That's beautiful. I really like this beer. Can't believe I still have some left because I bought a few things and I feel like I'm drinking them, but apparently I'm not because I look like I still got how many left? Anyway, oh mercy. Now, not that it's a great big feat, but when we were in Tulsa January 1st and 2nd, we had a couple liquor stores when we were there, and I did buy a lot of stuff. But having said that, here we are in mid-February, and I haven't been to one liquor store in town yet. I haven't bought anything. Well, I did buy a lot of stuff. I ain't gonna lie about that. You bought a lot of stuff, Tom. Yeah, I did. That well, I work part time for a brewery, so I do have a certain allotment there. So there's no need to buy. Show you that Marshall there. It's really interesting because again, it does give you it gives you it makes it a little chewier, I guess, which I like instead of being a little thinner, I guess. But it finishes very dry, which I personally like. I just thought it was very interesting when I tried it at the brewery. I just had to buy a six pack of it because mostly because again I hadn't seen an oatmeal IPA. I've had other oatmeal beers or beers. I've had other oatmeal beers. I've had oatmeal stouts, oatmeal brown, oatmeal this, oatmeal that, but I've never seen an oatmeal IPA before. It's very enjoyable. I think highball's starting to work. Highball's starting to work, man. Oh, I'm so tired. It's been a long day. Thursday's the day I work both gigs. Then I'm off from the day gig tomorrow, but I work the night gig tomorrow. But I can sleep in. I don't have to get up early. And as I speak to you at this very moment, I'm off from my day gig on Monday. I don't typically do anything on Sunday because I've got to go to work very early on Monday. But I just happen to think, well, if I don't have to go to work early on Monday, maybe we could do something on Sunday that we don't typically do. I don't want to say it here what I would like to do because I don't want to jinx it for one, or I don't want to. Just in case something else comes up. But yeah, there are a couple of things I really like to do Sunday now that I'm relatively certain, not 100% certain, but relatively certain I don't have to go to work early on Monday. So I didn't finish that beer, still got a little bit left. I want to go to my third thing that I already poured here. I can find it, man. Listen. So this is a whiskey I picked up while we were in Tulsa. It's not from Tulsa per se, but anyway, it's a double-barreled, same old Moses straight bourbon whiskey at 100 proof. Let me read you a little bit here. I really like this stuff. I got to be honest with you. Rigging a little faster than I do most things because I'm about halfway through and I've only had it about a month and a half. From Wander Folk Spirits, finished and bottled by Wander Folk Spirits, Guthrie, Oklahoma. So some might consider this a label whiskey, but nevertheless, it does have a good story, which is why I bought it. In 1889, a Kansas grocer made his way to the newly opened Oklahoma Territory to seek his fortune. Moses had endured a challenging life, but never let hardships. My eyes focus here. Hold on, give me a second. Never let hardships halt his unwavering drive for better opportunities. He found those opportunities in founding the first legal saloon in the territory, roughly 100 yards from the distillery that crafts the whiskey, named in his tireless pursuit. I was having trouble figuring that out there for a second there. Anyway, that saloon was same old Moses. So anyway, let me show you that. Nevertheless, Eric, there's a little bit more to that story, but I'm going to let you look it up yourself because I've lost interest. Because I've lost interest, man. Anyways, if you have any questions or comments, please put it up there. I will answer almost anything unless you're being a complete douche, in which case I will not. I do like this whiskey, though. I really do. It's nice. Using my Hard Rock. So here's what when I bought this, my wife and I stayed at the Hard Rock Casino in Tulsa for 2 days. It was a lot of fun. Didn't do well at the casino. I will admit, probably lost more than I wanted to, but it was fun anyway to be there. It really was. It was just something at the time we needed to get a little out of our comfort zones. I think for both of us, it was a lot of fun. We saw things. Um, Kind of really nice, really nice Hispanic supermarket called Morelos. Oh my gosh, we got some great stuff there. Oh, excuse me. I was able to hit 4 breweries. Considering we're only there for 2 days, and one of the days every brewery was closed, I was doing pretty good. I hit 4 in one day. Anyway, so I hit Marshall. There's 3 of them right there. At Marshall, I'm going blank now. Cabin Boys. Can't remember the other one. They were good. It was a little pretentious for me, but they were good. It was nice. I guess what I was trying to get to, kind of lost the point there for a second. What I was trying to get to was it was a nice, stress relieving couple of days just to get out of our comfort zone, do something a little bit different, visit a place we hadn't been to in a long time. There were reasons we hadn't been there for a while, but we finally got ourselves to a place where we could go back again. And because there are so many breweries still there, I would like to get back there soon. It was interesting because the Hard Rock Casino in Tulsa isn't cheap, but because of the days we were there, January 1st and January 2nd, because everybody wanted to be there before before then, it wasn't bad. We did get a pretty good rate. Had a coupon, and because I'm a tightwad man, any deal I can get, baby. It was nice. It was just nice to get away. and do something way out of our comfort zone. So the first place we went to eat there was Kilkenny's Irish Pub. And I gotta tell you, they were really good, man. I'd been to McNally's before. It'd been a while, but we liked him. But I wanted to try the other one because we hadn't been there before. But they have a pub ale on tap that was brewed by Marshall. So I was kind of curious. It was very good. I did a half. It was lunch, so I did a half sandwich and soup thing they had going on. I had the Reuben, which is possibly the best Reuben I'd ever had in my life, to be honest with you. It was pretty great. And the soup was a lobster chowder, which was insane. I was expecting to find little tiny bits of lobster in there, you know. And there was. Pulled a spoon out. I said, "Dear, look at that! There was a chunk of lobster this big." And it wasn't, it wasn't claw meat, which is claw meat's fine, but I mean, this was a big chunk of lobster, man. Anyway, it was good. It was very good. My wife had the cod for the fish and chips. It was a beer battered cod that was, I mean, wow. It was like nothing we'd ever seen. It was amazing. And that and the service was great too. So everything about our experience at Kilkenny's was amazing. And since that was the first place we ate, well, like, it kind of set the tone, I guess, for the 2 days we were there. It just started us off in a good mood. From there, we found there was a liquor store, like, a block from where we ate. It was a small mom and pop operation, but boy, they had a lot of stuff in there. And not only that, is that they were just so friendly and helpful. I said, "Do you have anything local?" He said, "Well, not Tulsa, but I got this and Oklahoma stuff." So he showed me what they had, and I bought more than I intended on because again, they were just so friendly and helpful. So where I bought the same old Moses that I had with you just now, or I'm having with you just now, I guess I should say. It really is. Isn't the best whiskey I've ever had? No, no, but it's really good. It's just enjoyable. I'm not really finding any fault in it. It's just, and again, sometimes it's about experiences, right? When you have a good experience, things tend to feel better. They tend to taste better because we had such a great experience in Tulsa. Everything I had there is I just really love. I bought a few products, Oklahoma products everything I've picked up, I really enjoyed. Anyway, I'm gonna take a break and switch to beer. I'm gonna become an Irish alcoholic and switch to beer. Anyways, I digress. Once again, I'll reiterate, if you have any questions or comments you're watching, please put it up on the screen. I will answer almost anything, unless you're just being a colossal asshat. You know who you are. You know who you are. You colossal ass out there. You know who you are. You know you're a colossal asshat. But you're not willing to change. You want to stay a colossal asshat. So here you go. Here's to you. I guess we have to have some of them. How would we know adversity if it wasn't for colossal asshats we had to deal with every day? You got to love the folks that tell you, "Well, I'm being a colossal asshat, but it's for your own benefit." No, it's not. It's because that's who you are. You're a colossal asshat. You want to be a dick, so you're just going to be a dick. You find fault in everything. And that's how you justify, "Well, I'm doing it for you." No, you're not. You're doing it for you because you like being a dick. I gotta tell you, that same old Moses. It's 100 proof. I don't know if you saw that face there, but there wasn't any. That's how enjoyable this whiskey is. That's how easy to drink it is. I will tell you, I've had the highball, I've had the beer, so my palate is a little challenged at the moment to give you specific flavors and aromas. I'm going to give it a shot anyway. This is a very nice bourbon, though. I got to tell you. I'm getting more toffee than caramel, and there's certainly a lot of vanilla. I mean, all the usual suspects. A little bit of oak and spice on the nose. Again, what I like about this whiskey, other than the flavors, the aromas, is the mouthfeel. It just feels right. It's got the perfect viscosity for a 100 proof whiskey. It's got that beautiful, just slightly, oaky spice finish. Kind of a mixed baking spice kind of thing going on. Because you do feel some cinnamon, but not just cinnamon. You feel some allspice, some clove, a little bit of ginger, because you get that spice and a little bit of citrus note, just like fresh ginger. Oh man, that's absolutely gorgeous. I'm gonna set that down a second and revisit. We're gonna revisit the beer. Anyway, Sláinte. I find this interesting, yeah, because of the flavors, the aromas are very West Coast ish. But then they've added that oatmeal that just takes a beer to a whole other level, in my opinion. It just broadens the mouthfeel a little bit, just gives you just a little bit more to think about. Oh, it's absolutely gorgeous, man. And I don't know why nobody else has like to put oatmeal in an IPA. They put in brown ale, stouts, porters, all kinds of things, but an IPA. That's what made me taste it because I was doing a. I don't typically do flights when I go someplace new. I really don't because I just order a pint. But they had a lot of stuff on there I wanted to try. Boy, this. But I was really impressed by this beer so much so I had to buy a 6 pack. If I can get the rest of this in here, oh, it's going to be close. There we go. Got all of it in here. We got one more glass here. Oh, what is it, Todd? It's a Marshall Tulsa 16 oatmeal IPA. We're going to set that down. I'm going to finish the same old Moses. I know that I've read this video awful long, man. You've been talking, you were awful windy, Tom. I had a lot going on. I had an idea. I just wanted to fall. I had an idea. I had a thought. Anyway, mercy, person. And I was able to get started a little bit earlier than I thought I might as well, too. So I don't know if we'll be back tonight or not. I am going to take a break after this. I'm going to get something to eat. Then we're going to take it from there. Well, we're going to feel it out, man. Oh, hold on a second. Oh, excuse me. That's going to hurt later. That's going to hurt later, man. Anyways, I digress. I am Tom, the Whiskey Whisperer, Whiskey Evangelist, prolific whiskey drinker. Just wanted to show you my Hard Rock glass. Cheese whiz and bacon. Oh, that hurts too. I am Tom, the Whiskey Whisperer, Whiskey Evangelist, prolific whiskey drinker, purveyor, wisdom, man. Cheese, biscuits, and gravy. I'm also Tom, the Beer Whisperer, Beer Evangelist, prolific beer drinker, purveyor, wisdom, and all around good guys. Sláinte. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I really appreciate it.